Hey folks, well, this is a video to demonstrate the use of the student portal and the faculty portal in MyJamPal.com, a program to assist JAM programs with their education of students. If you log into MyJamPal.com, this is the first screen that you will see. If you'd like to learn more about the software and what happened with different versions of the software, and if you want to leave feedback, which is very important, there's a button here that will directly send email to me with your comments and your suggestions, and that would be very helpful. So our first task is to set up the classrooms. That's done through the administration module. I do have a distinct password for administration. That cannot be shared because administration involves actual students and their demographics, which we can't share on the web. But the student portal and the faculty portal can be accessed with the password PASS. And this is, in fact, what we call a sandbox server. That means that you're supposed to play in it. You sign in to the student or the faculty portal. You go ahead and make any changes that you want. Don't worry about messing anything up, because I can restore everything to its original state very simply. When we go under administration, the functions that we need to take care of include the faculty setup. There's our current faculty, reserve faculty, and here's where we can add new faculty. Once we have faculty in place, then we can set up classes by instrument and by their block, and we can also copy forward classes from the last semester. And I'll have another video or two to explain how the administrative functions work. And then the last task to complete is to go ahead and assign students to classes. And here are some classes for Landon Davis. I'm going to take him out of Singing C with Miss Beverly and put him in Guitar 2-3. It's that simple to change. I think we better put him back though, and then we'll that will leave us set up for using the portals. Once again, remember the password to access the student or the faculty portals is PASS. So let's have a look at things from the student's point of view. They would click on the student icon. This would give them several choices. The AJAM songbook is not complete at this time. When it is, they'll be able to search by the tune title, instrument, complexity, key, etc. And that's empty at this time, so we'll exit that. And this icon here will bring them to the regional JAM book, which is a PDF, and it contains the lyrics and the chord structure for many of the common tunes that are used in this region for the enterprising student. And the third icon here will bring them to the AJAM library, which basically is the collection of everything that's been uploaded by the instructors for Spring 2020. And will continue to include all uploaded videos, tablature, audio files, and lyrics. But the student can do a search to find out what else Mr. Ma has put up there besides what they've had in their class, and they will see that entire collection that they can select video from. But the most, let's exit this screen, the most specific way for the student to find out their course materials is through this icon, which is the student's portal. And let's pick on Jacob, put in that complicated password. And this shows us his block 1, 2, and 3 classes. And when he clicks on that, he will see the specific assignments that that teacher wants him to work on for this week. Now, this is my fantasy. This is not what Maggie has set up. She would, of course, change that each week, adding some and removing some as she needed. So if we go to his dance class, he has some videos from Gracie, and they're self-explanatory. He would click on a video and start learning his lesson. And he wants to go to another class. This would be some of the materials from Miss Emily Spencer. He could bring up the tablature, and then he could go back and bring up the video, and he would be able to watch the video and follow along on the tablature at the same time. So let's leave his classes, Jacob's classes, and let's find out how these got assembled. To understand that, we'll go into the faculty module, and let's sign in as Jesse, and PASS will get us in. He's teaching a Fiddle 1, Fiddle 2 class and a string band class. And you can see in his string band class he's uploaded several different videos for Glory in the Meeting House, because he's done separate videos for guitar, for the fiddle class, and for the mandolin. If he decides that he's left the wrong comments or wants to change the instrument or whatever, he can edit those things in this screen here. And that will confirm the changes that he's made. If he decides he really doesn't want folks working on certain materials this week, he can click in this column and it will remove it from the class assignment, but it will not remove it from the library. If he really decides that he has mistakenly put up the wrong video link or the wrong tablature, etc., then when he goes under the edit, he can drop down to this red button that will not only remove it from his class, but will remove it totally from the library. Let's go to another of his classes, Fiddle 2. This one needs to be filled out with some more resources, and there's two ways that he can add resources. He can look to materials that are already in the library, and he might want to, for instance, bring up some materials from Sarah Armstrong's tune. This is an audio, and if he wants to see what that's going to sound like, he can go ahead and take a listen to it. And yeah, he says, yeah, that's what I want. I'm going to add it to my class. So there it is, added to the class, Sarah Armstrong's tune audio file. If it's a resource that hasn't been included in the library yet, he's going to have to do that anew. So let's do a new tune. Let's do the Swedish Waltz, and it's in the key of D. It's a fiddle tune of moderate complexity, the way we'll be teaching it. And so we need to specify if it's video or if it's one of the other materials, because there's different mechanisms for loading them to the database. So the video on the web, when we proceed to the upload, we're going to have to paste that URL in here. So let's go to YouTube, we'll look for it, and I have it already brought up. This is what I looked like 25 years ago, but that's not me. So we'll click on here, we'll copy it, we'll go back to our web link, paste it in, and we'll save it. And there we have our Swedish waltz. And if you want to be sure that you pasted in the right link, you can preview it here. And there he is, sure enough. So we got the right one. I'm going to close that out. And let's also add some tablature for this. And once again, this is the Swedish waltz in the key of D, an intermediate level. And this time we're going to select tablature notation. We're going to proceed to the upload, and we have to browse for that tablature file. It's in here, Swedish waltz, Swedish PDF, okay. Upload, and there's our tablature, and I think I also have an audio file for this one. And so let's add another resource. This will be the Swedish waltz again, and it's in the key of D, intermediate level, and this time we're going to add an audio file, and we go to the upload, and that allows us to browse for the file, and we'll find that down here, alphabetic. If I knew my alphabet, Swedish waltz, and we're going to upload that one. Now, I believe that this audio file actually needs one more comment, and that is that this was a James Bryan tune playing the fiddle there. So I'm going to just stick that in there so we know who's playing that. So when we return to class, we now have the video, the tablature, and a separate audio file they can listen to, sort of the original version that was discovered by James Bryan. So those are the basics of putting together a class list, and a tune list for the class, and this can be obviously changed each week, so that when we decide they really need to work on a particular piece just for the concert that's coming up, we can pare this field down to the things that they are really going to need to work on for this week. And now when they log in, they'll have a much more concentrated direction as to where they need to go for study. So I thank you for listening to the video. Certainly if you have questions or comments, please let me know. I do expect you to log in to MyJamPal.com and mess around. And remember that the password is PASS for anything that you want to access. You can go under the About and Feedback if you want to email me with your comments directly. Thanks for listening.